Good morning and welcome. This is Pastor Lucy Painter with your daily insights, and we continue with the series Becoming. This week, I'm just going to give you a snippet of a chapter I have written in my recent book, Prevailing in the Seasons of Life, so that as we explore becoming in the aspect of the purpose that God created us to be, we are going to have an understanding of how the process of becoming is designated from birth. So enjoy this reading from my audiobook, Prevailing in the Seasons of Life, and this is chapter 3. We can hear the first part, and tomorrow we'll hear the next part. Enjoy. Shalom.
Chapter 3. The Becoming Season. Becoming is a process that takes time, but it is progressive. Genesis 25:27. As the boys grew up, Esau became a skillful hunter. He was an outdoorsman, but Jacob had a quiet temperament, preferring to stay at home. Be mindful of the seeds you sow upon this land, for in equal measure shall life be given to each seed. When you plant corn, what sprouts is something that looks totally different from the corn seed you planted, but you nurture it anyway, until it becomes what your heart was after. And so it is the life of a child. There are milestones they are expected to cross with time as they grow. They change spiritually and emotionally as much as they do physically. They come out empty of character, but we plant seeds in them, and we nurture those seeds until they take shape. We cultivate an identity into them, and as we saw in the previous chapter of this book, the assigning of an identity begins at birth when we choose a name for the child. It takes time, it takes patience, and a lot of work to go through these transitions successfully before you can say the child has become what you would have wanted them to become. This chapter is about becoming. What do we become? How do we become what we become? Do we, as parents, have any role in determining the character our children take? Do they play any part in it, or are we all just fated to become what we end up being? Let us look at the lives of Esau and Jacob. Esau grows up to be what those who were present at his birth saw. He follows the path that the name he was given set him on. He became the carefree, adventurous hunter that his name suggested. A man of the field would have been expected to be a man full of vigor, a virile backwoodsman, and that is what Esau turned out to be. Jacob, on the other hand, was the quiet fellow, the domesticated son who helped around with the home chores, a character which would lead him to develop a close relationship with their mother. This is in contrast with his brother who would win the father's heart with game meat. These are two children born of the same mother, but assigned destiny-defining names. One named from his nature and strong appearance at birth, and the other from the circumstances surrounding his birth, a heel-holding deceiver, a character that would later show up several times in his life. The story of Esau and Jacob depicts parental favoritism and its devastating effects at best. The boys held different places in their parents' hearts. Esau's game meat was enticing to his father. His life might have been what their father considered manly, unlike Jacob's, who was a plain man, a fellow who lived among the tents, and may not have had much to offer their father. In fact, we see later in their lives that the only way he could get to their father's heart was by pretending to be Esau, because he had not become anything yet. At least not anything that could have pleased their father. Isaac would have probably preferred he be out there in the wild like his brother, that he be more like Esau. But he could never have been like his brother, because his destiny led to a different path in time.